Hi everyone, I'm back with another scrapbook process video for you today. This is a little bit longer of a video. This layout took me a little bit longer to do, and part of the reason is the beginning cutting of the paper here. So I was looking on the Doodlebug blog and somebody shared one of their design team members shared her layout, and across the double page layout she put her pattern paper at an angle instead of straight across, and I was so inspired by that. I've never done that before, and it turned out so cute that I wanted to give it a try. So it took me a little bit of fidgeting around to figure out the angles and where I wanted to cut it and all that. So I cut out a lot of that figuring it out in the beginning, but I left all this other process in so you can see how I actually did it. And if there's an easier way to do it that you can think of, by all means, give it a try. I did finally get it, but it did take me a few minutes. So I'm taking the piece that I cut off from the other side to cut this side. I did move it down a little because I wanted that pattern paper to be a little wider than what it would have been. But this way it gives me the same angle on both pieces. So I'm just going to take the other little cut piece that I cut from the other one and do the same thing, mark it with my pencil, and then trim it down. And then after I cut off my pattern, the manufacturer strip, sorry, I'm going to line them up together and you will see what I mean. See, that's how it's going to span across the double pages. And I think it's so cute. I really like it. So I got those cut out and I decided I wanted a little bit of color underneath. I am using a very old Scraptastic kit. I used to get all of their kits and add-ons and I loved them. They came with so many embellishments and ephemera, everything in those kits. They were probably one of my most favorite kit companies ever, and unfortunately they stopped making scrapbooking kits a while back, which is good because now my wallet is happier, but you know what I mean. Just kidding. So I'm just lining up the ruler along the spiderweb paper, and I'm marking on the orange paper, or I'm lining it up and then cutting with my X-Acto knife using the ruler so that I'll have the same width across both pages. I hope that makes sense. So I'm just cutting off the part that will be behind the pattern paper because I don't need it. And then I like that, but I didn't like the spiderweb paper right next to the orange. So now I'm going to cut off a small black strip that will go on top of both. That will kind of break up the two, and this will be a little bit thinner of a strip. So again, I left all this in so that you could see how I went about getting all these strips to the sizes that I want. And I really like, it's funny, my daughter is a senior in high school this year, and her colors, school colors, are orange and black. And it made me excited when I did this layout because in the end, when you see the black and orange stripes together, it totally inspired me to do the same thing on her graduation layout when she's wearing her cap and gown. So I'm all excited. I made a little note and put it to the side, so I'm going to do that too. So here I am, and I'm just going to cut this one, measure it to be the same size as the other one. I'm not exactly sure the widths. This ruler, if I didn't say, I think I got it at Michael's a long time ago, and it's like a 0 center, I think they call them a 0 center ruler. And it just has a bunch of different sizes and lengths that you can measure to instead of just the edge, and it's see-through. So I really like that ruler. So I've got all my strips down. I'm going to ink the edges of the spiderweb paper and just the orange paper. I don't do it with the black paper because the black paper, I think the insides are black too, so there's no white really showing. Sometimes I ink the edges of the black pattern papers or papers, but this time I just didn't think it needed it. So now I'm gluing this first page down, and then I'm going to ink the edges of the orange paper, and I'm going to glue that. I'm going to cut it down a little bit more because it wouldn't fit where the adhesive was on the other side. And then I'm also going to take my ruler and I'm going to measure how far out I want it to poke. So that's the same ruler. So I just made a small mark with the pencil, and here's where I'm cutting it down because the adhesive wouldn't let me push it under there all the way. And it's mostly straight. It might be a little off, but I'm not going to worry about it if it is. You can't tell that much. So now I'm going to take my adhesive and I'm going to glue down the black strip. and you will see me, I'm going to put it on top of the other two. And I don't really measure where it goes. I just kind of put it on there. And I really like how that looks. So far, this layout was a lot of fun. I suggest giving this a try. I really like how it turned out because it's so different than anything I've ever done. So I'm just going to ink the edges of this one, and now I'm going to work on page number 2, and I'm going to put it next to page number 1 for a few minutes to get it lined up. And you will see here that even with all my measuring, these pieces don't exactly match up, and I don't know how they got so off, but I'm not really worried about it. They're both going to be in a separate page protector, and even if they're right next to each other, they won't be completely lined up anyway, so I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to go through all that and try to fix it, so I just left it as it is. And so now I'm going to glue down this spiderweb paper and get that all put on there, get that lined up as best as I can, even though the orange one is a little off. And then I'm going to line up the black one. And once they're all on there, you really don't notice anyway. So I'm not too worried about it. And there, I'm going to get and I'm sorry my head's in the way a lot of this. I had to lean over quite a bit to make sure I got everything straight. So there was a little bit of white showing on a couple of the edges. So I'm just going to trim down just the tiniest little hair of paper off of a couple of sides of these papers. And it doesn't bother me that it's slightly less than 12 inches. That it really doesn't matter to me at all. And then I'm going to go ahead and ink all the edges of the layouts, except the middle edge where the 2 pages meet. I like to leave that. So I went ahead, and since this video was so long, I skipped over me. I just put the main 5x7 photo on some black and orange stripe paper, and my other photos are just on black pattern, or just black cardstock. So in the kit, when Scraptastic had their kits, you got a lot of exclusive items. And one of their exclusive items was that spiderweb wood veneer that says Boo. And I thought that was so cute, and it just went perfectly up in that corner. So I went ahead and glued my 5x7 photo down, and then I was going to put that photo next to it, but I thought maybe that would actually be a good place to add a little bit of journaling. So I originally thought that I would put this card, this 3x4 card there that says Eek. And, but when I put it down, it was too much white against that spiderweb paper as the background. It was just too white. So I found this Polaroid frame die cut, and I thought I could add that over a little bit of journaling, and that would be a perfect spot to add a little bit of journaling, and it would fill in that little bit of space. So I'm going to take these these are by Technique Tuesday, and these are very old journaling cards they had a long time ago. Sorry if you're going to hear my cat meowing for a few minutes. He likes to carry a toy around the house and meow. But anyway, so I'm going to glue this onto the journaling card. So it just has some very faint black journaling lines that I'll journal on later. And trim that down. And once I get that trimmed down, I'm going to glue it in between the 5x7 photo and that photo on the far left. Oh yeah, I'm going to also ink the edges of that too. So I really like how this layout turns out. It turned out really cute. This was my son on 2015 Halloween, and I was so excited because, you know, my kids usually want the cutesy costumes or, you know, weird, like, I can't even remember all their costumes right now, but this is the first year my son has ever wanted like a scary type of costume, and it was a lot of fun. Honestly, I was excited about it because I knew I'd be able to scrapbook about it, and all the, you know, especially this kit. I knew this kit was coming out, and you know, all the ephemera and everything is scary, like, ooh, boo, scary, witching, haunting. And so I thought these pictures would be perfect for it. So I was very excited about all that. So my title is going to be Very Scary Skeleton. So I wrote down the word skeleton just there, just because I was recording with my phone, so I couldn't look it up on my phone, and I didn't want to spell it wrong. So I wrote it down there just to make sure I spelled it right. So I'm going to do the word skeleton with these letter stickers that are orange glittery. And I know that the glittery makes it not so scary, but he is my cute little boy. He's my young boy, so the whole page doesn't have to be super spooky. I was just excited about the costume. So now I'm going to do the word scary with these black glittery letter stickers, and I think this is Authentique letter stickers. I think the spiderweb paper is also by Authentique. There's a lot of exclusive Scraptastic stuff in this kit, but there's also some other companies. A lot of it was Authentique. I don't know the actual name of the line or anything. I just knew it was Authentique. Sorry, that's hard for me to say. Anyways, I went ahead and decided to move that 4x6 photo down because I didn't like that real large gap in the word scary and skeleton. So I just moved it down and moved the word scary over. And now I'm using my Picky Uppy tool. And I like to use this tool when putting letter tile stickers down because it kind of helps you be able to see where you're putting it instead of using your fingers and it kind of blocks and you can't really see where you're putting the letters. So I like to use that tool for that. And these orange, of course, these are thickers, and I'm never sure if thickers are going to stay unless they're foam. Foam stickers seem to stick really well, but since these ones I wasn't 100% sure, I just went ahead and added more adhesive to this anyway. So I'm just going to add a little bit of my Tombow Mono Multi adhesive and put those down. And again, I really like how this layout turns out. It's somewhat cutesy and somewhat not cutesy, and you'll see my favorite part at the very end, which makes it a little bit more cutesy, but still keeps it on the little bit of scary side. So I love that wood veneer Boo. It's just, that is just the cutest wood veneer ever. I'm so glad I got to use it. So now I'm just going to go through all the die cuts. I thought about putting these, what do you call those, bracket pieces? They're glittery, and I thought about putting those on both sides of the title. They don't end up staying there. I kind of like the way it looks seeing it here on camera, but I end up changing my mind on those a little later. So I'm just taking out all the ones that I think might work on this layout. And one of those die cuts says best costume ever or best costume, that one there, but I just really didn't like the whole ribbon look. And I thought the pumpkin might go because it is Halloween, but it was too big and too orange. So I like this die cut that says 31 Halloween. Those two are going to go up there in that cluster. And then I'm going to put this banner here. I kind of like the way it flowed underneath the photo and the journaling spot. And so that one's going to go there. And then I had these little arrows that said, you know, different things, witches, goblins this way, but they don't end up staying on there. I found this beware sticker and I thought that was kind of cute, like, ooh, beware of the skeleton. So it's going to go there in that cluster. This is the sticker sheet that came as part of the kit, and I wasn't exactly sure. I knew I wanted a cluster there on the very right hand side, but I wasn't sure exactly where I wanted it or what I wanted to go in it. And I have to apologize, I don't know how my lamp got moved. I noticed it was there halfway through this video, so I will make sure it's not in the way in the next video. I hope you can see enough of the top left hand corner over there. But I'm just going through more of the ephemera, and those are vellum die cut pieces that came in the kit, and they're really cute. So I chose the ghost to go there, and I like how they're very subtle, but you can still tell they're there. So I placed a couple of those around the page. And here I'm going to start gluing down my clusters. I've got them far enough that I know I like the way it's going. I'm going to go ahead and start gluing. So I pop dot some of them up. I'm pop dotting the sticker up. And then underneath it is this puffy sticker. I believe this puffy sticker was an exclusive to the Scraptastic kit. So I'm going to put that underneath it. And then these letter or word phrase stickers, I'm going to put trick or treat underneath though in that right cluster right there. So I like that. And then I'm going to move on. And the two vellum die cut pieces, I was originally thinking I would glue them with one pop dot or glue dot and then cover that with like an enamel dot or something later, but I don't end up using any enamel dots on this layout. They just didn't seem to fit with all the rest of the embellishments. So you can see the glue dot, but not very much, so I'm not worried about it. And once they're in the page protector, the one glue dot will be just fine for holding them down. So I'm just looking around a little bit more at what I might want to add. So these are the enamel dots, and see, the color orange was just too bright. And here I thought, because I had the one wood veneer piece, I wanted to add a little bit more wood veneer around. And so I had these spiders, which I believe might have come from a prior Scraptastic kit, maybe the year before, but I'm not exactly sure. But I like the spiders. It's almost as if they're walking around the page to make it to the web. So I'm going to put the spiders, one there in the left cluster and one there in the top cluster. And I like that. It adds wood veneer around, so kind of helps draw you around again with your eye. Draw your eyes around again. Sorry, excuse me. So now I'm just looking for more of these word stickers, and what I might, just putting some sayings and phrases around just to add a little bit more black around the page. And so far the only glittery stickers are the scary and the skeleton. So in a moment here, I am going to bring out some more, I believe there's some kind of thicker word stickers, but they're glittery. Here they are right here. And so I'm going to play around with the stars, and I wanted to add something up on that spider web, but the star just didn't work up there. So I'm going to use my Picky Uppy tool because, again, it helps you to see them a little better. I'm going to add a bat up here by this little banner sticker, and I'm going to add a few of the stars around to the clusters. And since each one of those are glittery, that kind of helps draw out the glittery from just being in that one spot. So that helps lead you around the page too. So here's a puffy sticker, and I wanted to fill that little gap between the scary and the skeleton, and so I thought that sticker worked pretty good. It's very subtle, but yet it fills in the gap, so there wasn't that much space. So here's coming my favorite part of this layout. I wanted to add the date, so I couldn't figure out where to put it until I decided to put it right there next to one of the web spikes. And it was so cute, but I still felt like I needed something else up there next to that wood veneer piece. So I'm going to get out these Doodlebug Eerie Eyes, I think. They were enamel dot stickers they came out with. And I wish I would have bought so many more packs of these because they are so cute. I love the way these eyes look. I put them in a couple clusters, and then I went to put them away, and then I decided, no, I'm going to put them all around the page. They're so cute. I just love the way the little eyes are looking all around everything. So anyways, I hope you guys like the layout. This was a lot of fun. Give it a try. Give this angled layout a try. It was a lot of fun for me. And thanks for watching again. Please leave me a comment and let me know what you think of the videos and the layout. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time. Thanks.